asks, do you see anyone trying to connect with me?
So it's interesting, Lindsay, you actually have a few energies that seem to be traveling around you, and I'm hearing 3 specific people. So you've got people who've crossed over. There's 3 people trying to communicate with you. One does come to you a lot during your dream time is what I'm hearing. And the other one, it's like when you're traveling. So in the car or on the bus or wherever it is you're traveling, they seem to be with you quite often. I feel your hair being touched and almost pulled sometimes, not painfully. You need to pay attention to when you're feeling that sensation. You're very open and receptive to them, so don't doubt yourself, okay? I know that sometimes it comes through that this is just my imagination, but it's really not. It is definitely spirit activity around you, okay?
All right, next question.
Yes. Thanks for the flowers.
Ayan asks, how does Basil feel about me?
Not quite where you need them to be at this moment, but it's a work in progress is what I hear, okay? So be patient, be open, be receptive. Things are moving in the direction that you're trying to go, okay? Just, they're not there yet, not fully, okay? Hopefully that answers.
Wow, there's 56 people.
That jumped fast. Okay, well, I will just go over the rules again.
Okay.
For anybody who's new on here, my name is Rebecca Dragonheart, and I am a psychic medium. I've been doing my work now since 1993. You can ask your question. The way that we ask you to do it here is ask your question and give us a few minutes. If I haven't responded, then you can ask again. Just don't spam us the question, okay? Just because there's always a lot of people on my lives. And if you have a very interesting username, just put your initials or your name in with your question for us, okay? You can also book a reading with me if you'd like to. It's one-on-one at RebeccaDragonheart.com. That's the only place you can book a reading with me, okay? Go.
Siska, very cool name.
That is a cool name.
Asks, is my dad one of my guides?
So how it works, honey, is it's not that they become your guide. What happens is when a loved one crosses over, they are accessible to us every time we think about them or pull for them, okay? So he is there watching over you. I'm hearing that he does, especially at night, he seems to kind of monitor and protect you. He feels very protective, but not like a guide the way that you would imagine your spirit guide to be, okay? So it's a little bit different with family. They actually have a lot of power and a lot of ability. If you ask them to help you, they will help you. And I do hear with your dad that he's like, I'm going to make sure that there's good people with her. That's really his main focus. So he's going to be around for that. Make sure that if you have awful people, he's going to kind of get rid of them and bring better energies into your life, okay?
Yeah. All right, next question.
Yeah.
Paige asks, is my current job the job for me?
So I hear 2 years and then you're moving on. The next job, this is a good, the way that it feels, it's almost like there's a lot of training involved here, and it's going to open you up to a new experience. So it's not going to be what you're doing now later. So this is just kind of your training wheels to teach you how to do what you need to be doing for your future job. That will be a longer job for sure. So this one only about 2 years. Thank you for the gift, honey.
All right, Ashley W. asks, do you see a career I could be successful and happy in?
Yeah, honey. So number one, you are very intellectual. You spend a lot of time thinking. And so you need to have something that's going to stimulate your mind. If you aren't doing something that way, it's not going to work for you. You're going to be very bored. I'm pulled more towards things like HR or something that's going to be about helping the little man in a big company kind of thing, okay? So that's going to help you. It's really got to be something that's going to challenge your thought. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to get really bored really fast.
Okay, next question.
Yep.
Laura asks,
thank you, honey.
will I have a successful pregnancy soon? That's who I was just reading.
Oh, well, there you go. Yes, I hear 3 months before you actually get pregnant, though, okay? So we're in November, so it'll be the beginning of next year.
All right.
Not too far.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Mac asks, is there a future relationship for Wes and I?
This isn't the one from what I'm feeling, but what I do hear is that there is, I love that. Veronica, you're so funny. There is definitely a lot for you to grow in with this relationship, but it's not your forever relationship. So I do hear within the next 2 years, you're going to have somebody else come into your life that is more your vibrational match, honey. Okay.
Okay, hard work in grad school be worth it?
Yeah, except for it's interesting because the job that you're going to actually do isn't completely geared towards what you're taking, but it is still worth it, okay? So you're going to be doing something a little bit different than what you thought you were, okay? But it's good. It feels really positive, and it opens up a lot of doors for you for the future. So lots of abundance coming your way, honey.
All right. Anna asks, when will I meet my life partner?
So I hear 3 years, honey. I know that's still far away, but there's some work for you to do. And the thing is, when it comes to timelines, they can be changed if you do the work in faster. So what I hear is there's still some of that self-esteem, how you feel about yourself in relationships that needs to be cleared, and old relationships that need to be let go of, okay? And they have to be fully let go of before you can allow your perfect partner to come into your life, okay? But right now, as it sits where you are, it's 3 years, okay?
All right. Rhonda asks, I wake up at 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. every night. Is it my family members or someone other in spirit?
No, it's definitely your spirit guides are trying to give you a message, honey, and they've been doing this now pretty frequently. So you need to keep a book beside the bed, and as you wake up, I want you to try to listen to what the message is. So whatever you're feeling at that moment, write it down, okay? It's definitely your spirit guides are trying to communicate with you, not so much the other side per se. So they're trying to give you a very specific message, and it feels like you partly hear it, but you don't necessarily receive the whole thing, and that's why they keep repeating to wake you up, wake you up, wake you up. Try to also remember what you were dreaming at that moment when that happens, okay? It's really important, is what I'm hearing.
All right. Next question. Yari asks, when do you see Sean and I communicating and moving into a relationship? Thank you.
So again, one of you, and it feels like you, are a little bit more ahead of the game, ahead of Sean. Sean isn't quite there yet. Give him some time. I hear about 4 months before he's going to be on the same page as you, okay? So it's going to take a little bit of time. Be patient and open and receptive to communicating and all of that. Just don't be judgy about it, okay? Some people take a little bit longer to let go of those reservations, and it feels like in Sean's case, there's a reason, okay? So be patient.
1 second. Rebecca asks, should I stay at my current job?
For the next 7 months, I hear that you will be there, but something is going to be opening up for you, and it's a big move is what I'm hearing as well. So you're going to be actually relocating for the next stage of your life. Okay? Thank you for the gift.
All right, next question.
Yeah.
This person says, hi, Antonella. I have no direction. Has my mom got a message for me?
So you do actually have direction. It's just right now you're in hermit stage. So what that means is that it's time for you to start really taking care of yourself and just shut everybody out right now. Okay, I know that sounds kind of crazy, but that's how it feels. It's like, I need to just take care of me right now. And the messages that you're receiving, honey, it's really about this love around you. You have a lot of loving energies around you. It's not just your mom. I feel that there's other energies as well, other people who've crossed over that are with you. So you have a lot of family, a lot of people that you've lost. So just allow them to give you that experience of love, because you're going through a healing process right now. So things are changing, and you just have to be open and receptive to allowing that change to happen, okay? When it comes to communicating with your mom, it feels like she communicates more with you at night. So take some time at night to just sit and meditate and talk with her, okay? It will help a lot.
All right, next question.
You bet.
Julie San Mercado asks, am I going to be okay financially for my daughter?
Yes, so it's a bit of a struggle for the rest of this year and a little bit of next year, but I do see that there is some stability coming in the summer, okay? So try to focus on what you're wanting, honey, and not so much on what's happening right now, okay? Because that's temporary. Money's just energy, just like everything else. It's easy to manifest it.
All right, we jumped up to 154,
Holy
so...
man. Well, welcome everybody. I'll do an introduction again since we've gone up again. My name is Rebecca Dragonheart, and I'm a psychic medium. I've been doing my work now since 1993. I do book private readings. You can do that through my website at RebeccaDragonheart.com. Also, I do now have a YouTube channel if you guys want to subscribe there. I would love for you guys to support me that way. And here on my lives, if you can ask your question, don't like spam us. Just give us a few minutes. If I haven't answered the question, then go ahead and ask again. And if you have a strange username, just put your initials, or you can just put your name in with your question if you don't mind. Thanks, guys. And next question.
All right. One sec here. I had one button.
Oh yeah, it's moving fast. I know. Sorry.
Okay. Stacy asks, should I take the job at Comcast?
Oh yeah, I heard yes really loud, and I'm getting shivers. Absolutely, honey. And it's not going to be something that you're there forever, but it is definitely going to open up some doors for you. So what they're showing me is this is your stepping stone into bigger, better experiences when it comes to your career. Okay, so take it. You're going to be there for a little while, and then you're going to get better offers. That's what I hear. So that's good.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Sam asks, will I become a successful actress?
So it's going to take a little bit of time. Start with commercials, okay? That's what I'm hearing. So I know you're like, I want to be famous right now, but it's going to take baby steps, okay? So focus on commercials. Please do not go and find yourself an agent that you have to spend a lot of money with, because that's something that they're giving you warning bells about. Just trust the intuition that you have within you and follow that. You know, a lot of times people who make it, they're discovered at a cafe, or they're discovered at the restaurant, or walking, even down the streets or whatever. So focus on attracting the right people. And what I'm hearing for you is you're going to get into commercials first, and then you will get into, it feels like TV, not movies. Okay.
All right. Next question.
Yeah.
This person says, hi, Mariama. Mariama. Do I have a better financial stability coming my way?
Yeah, about 8 months from now, you're going to be a little bit more stable, honey. Just know that this is a transition period for you. So this is temporary. You're not going to be in this state for very long. 8 months, and I see a lot of expansion around money. More freedom is what I'm hearing. So you're going to have more spending money, basically. Okay. No, thank you, honey.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
1 second.
Yeah.
Jennifer asks, how many spirits are around me? Do they have any messages?
So you actually have quite a large spirit team. What I'm hearing is your spirit guides, you have about 5, which is actually not very normal. Most people have about 1 or 2, some 3, but you have 5 spiritual team members, which means that you're here to do some light work. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever heard the term light worker, but that's what you are. So you're here to do healing for people. You're here to help others. When it comes to the mediumship aspect, you get a lot of energies around you. So you have family, but you also have people that are not known to you that do seem to come to you. It's like you glow this certain vibration. They can see it and they want your attention. Pay attention to your dreams, because I hear that they do come into your dreams and try to talk to you and get resolution there. And it really, honey, you're a bit of a medium yourself. So be open and receptive to learning how to work with your gift. Okay. It's really important. Oh, thank you, hon.
All right, next question.
You bet.
Timera asked, I had an interview today. Will I get the job?
You will have an offer, but I hear that there's a potential for more. So you may not have to take this particular job. I feel like there's going to be 2 more coming in as offers for you. Okay.
Holy, we jumped up again. So
oh my gosh.
Everything again.
Sure. Hi guys, thank you for joining us. My name is Rebecca Dragonheart. I'm a psychic medium. I've been doing my work now since 1993. You can book a private session with me. It is first come, first serve. I get very busy right after I do a live, and I'm also going into my busy season with Christmas and everything. So if you do want to book a reading, go to RebeccaDragonheart.com. I'm also now on YouTube, so if you'd like to watch, if you've missed any of my lives, you can go there and see that. I will have some meditations and things like that, because I'm also a certified hypnotherapist. So there's a lot of information that's going to kind of go onto my YouTube channel. So I'd love for you guys to subscribe if you wouldn't mind supporting me that way. And here, if you guys can just ask your question. If I haven't answered right away, give us a few minutes and then ask again. Just don't spam us, because we get a lot of people on here. And if your name is kind of a obscure username, just put your initials before your question or your name. Okay? And that's everything. That's a mouthful.
All right. Cassie asks, do I have psychic gifts?
Yeah, so number one, you're an empath, and what I'm hearing is like so open-hearted, honey. You wear your heart on your sleeve. You're a very, very, very sensitive individual. Working with your empathic gift is going to be the thing that helps open up all the rest of it, okay? You have a sense of spirit around you as well, so that means that you know if there is a spirit in a home or in a space. Like if you walked into, let's say, a restaurant that was haunted, you'd know, kind of thing. So paying attention to that, but really working with your empathic abilities, okay? So being an empath, it just means you're so sensitive to other people's feelings and emotions, wants, needs, and desires. It can be problematic if you aren't working with it. If it's just happening to you, then you can feel really tired and you can feel really overwhelmed and not want to work with the gift. But being an empath is one of the most powerful experiences you can have as a psychic. Okay?
All right, next question.
You betcha.
Chantel asks, will I get the apartment for December 1st?
Yes. Yep. No reservations there at all. Yep.
Yay!
Make sure you let me know when you get it.
Myra asks, is what I'm doing now for a living going to work out, and should I continue to write my books?
Oh yeah, 100% writing your books. But what I'm hearing is how you're doing it now is going to change in the next 8 months. So it's not going to look exactly how it looks now. It's going to expand. It's part of what you're doing now will still continue to remain the same, but you're going to add different things to the modalities of what you're doing, okay? So it is going to expand.
All right, next question.
You betcha.
1 sec here.
Mm-hmm.
I get one and then it goes.
I know. It moves fast.
All right. Christine Curtis Cormack asks, that was a fun name.
That is.
Will we sell our house?
Yeah, I hear that it is going to take a little bit of time, but you got to be ready for it. So make sure your staging is done properly, because that's the main thing. You want to declutter and stage your place really well, okay? I hear as soon as you get it up on the market, within 3 months, it's gone. So there's not really that much hesitation to it.
And could you just remind people not to spam?
Yeah, no spamming, okay, guys? If you can just ask your question, wait a few minutes. If I haven't responded, then go ahead and ask again. The way it's going to work is you're not going to get your answers unless it's meant to be, right? So just ask the question and give it a moment. Spirit will step in when it's important and meant to be, okay? Thank you, guys.
Rebecca W. asks, what do my guides want me to know?
Oh, okay. So opening up, you are in a stage of getting to know yourself more now, and especially when it comes to your belief systems and who you are psychically, okay? So this time, the next 8 months for you is really about you learning about your intuition and how to work with it. You've always had a sense of things, right and wrong, and you've always known good and bad people. I mean, just to kind of label it, it's not really good and bad, but for you, they don't resonate, right? And so what they're saying to you is more self-love and more work on yourself, because that's going to open you up to who you really are. So think of it like the ascension, you know, you're ascending into who you really are, honey, basically. All right.
All right, next question.
You bet.
Vicky asks, is my Nana with me?
Oh, always. And you know, it's funny. She's got such a sense of humor. Holy cow, what a funny lady. She spends a lot of time with you, especially when you are doing gatherings or you have people around, okay? And she tends to mess with things, so she's messing with the lights and the electricity in the house, and I can feel static in the air. So she's a funny lady. Definitely. Pay attention to the signs that she's sending. So she says she leaves you coins, and she does leave you feathers, and she does bring you birds as well, okay? So when you're talking about her and you see a bird, that's her just validating that she's there with you, okay, honey? You can communicate with her. You don't have to ask somebody else to do that. You can really connect with her. She's there very strongly in your presence, okay?
All right. Daniel asks, is the work I'm thinking about my soul path?
Yes, and the thing is, Daniel, you need a little bit more training is what I'm hearing, okay? So get more education in what you're trying to do, okay? Expand it a little bit more. But yeah, it's definitely what you're feeling the right thing. You are trusting your intuition, and it's taking you the right way. Thank you, honey. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you so much.
All right. Pet, or PET, asks, will Andy and I have a child in July?
Not July, but I do hear you are going to have one, okay? So it is coming very soon. Just, it doesn't, I don't hear it's going to be July. You might just be off in the timing. Yeah.
All right. Amy asks, does my dad and uncle stay around me?
Not so much your uncle. He comes when you guys talk about him, but it feels more like your dad is the one that's ever present. And it's like, you know, that daddy's girl kind of energy. Like he's there watching over you, protecting you, honey. And he shows me that especially when you're going to bed, he will come and he is in your space with you. So it feels like he kind of stands in the corner. So if you ever feel like there's somebody there, just know that that's him. So don't get creeped out by it. With your uncle, it's only when you guys talk about him. He doesn't need to be there all the time. Just, you got to think about it that way. Spirit stays with us for as long as we need them. Our family members will stay with us for as long as we need them. And that's the sense that I get with your uncle, that he only comes when you guys talk about him, because you're pulling on that energy. With your dad, it's like, I'm here because it's my baby. And so he's watching over you.
All right. Mackenzie asks, I'm 39 weeks pregnant and feel my dad watching over. Is he here?
Yeah, and the first message that I got was that your dad has been around this whole experience of you being pregnant and everything, and super sympathetic to you. And just so you know, your dad is going to be there when you have the baby. I know how weird that kind of feels and sounds, but he is going to be there energetically with you guys. So everything's going to go well. You don't have to worry and stress. And your child is going to be visited by your dad, is what I'm hearing from him. So when your baby is born and talking to spirit, you're going to know it's your dad.
One second here.
My throat gets so dry talking that fast.
Okay. Allison asks, when do you feel I will have my first baby?
So I feel like it's about 2 years from now, honey, okay? So if you're trying now, don't get disheartened about it. It's all about timing. Everything has its own timing. So you will have your child in your hand within the next 2 years.
All right.
Yeah.
Brittany asks, I'd like to know if I was called Marie in my past life. Or Mary.
No, it's a little fancier than that. Yeah, it's like... It is sort of Marie, but it's longer. It's like maybe even Mariella or Mariella. I don't know how to say it, but it's longer than that. And yeah, you are correct with the energy of that past life. There are some lessons to be learned from there. I feel like there's some phobias that you've brought forward from that, and also your understanding of yourself really stems from that life. So there was some traumas and things that happened there that really have affected you now. It sounds strange, I know, but our past lives really do affect us now. Okay.
Shema asks, will I migrate?
Yeah, it's going to be next year though. What was that?
That was cool.
That was cool. It will be next year for you, honey, okay? So just be patient.
One second.
Crazy busy, hey? Oh my God.
All right. Gina asks, is my Uncle Will finally happy?
Definitely. And you can feel that. You yourself actually are very intuitive, and you can tap in and feel that. There's no sadness to be felt in his face right now. Okay. So just so you know, it's a cute thing. All right.
Tiffany asks, hi, will my baby boy be okay and come home with me soon?
Yes, honey. So I want you to get a piece of amethyst and keep it with you, and keep it near your baby. Okay, it's gonna help. And the timeline, they're showing me it's very short. It's not very long at all. So just keep a positive thought process, okay? And don't let anybody tell you anything other than what you already know, which is that your child is full of healing light and energy. Okay, it's gonna be okay. Yeah. Oh, thank you, honey. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much.
All right. Whitney asks, will I move out of state?
Yes, but it's not for 4 months is what I'm hearing. So 4 months away from now.
Okay. Jessica Barreras asks, is my brother with my dad now?
Yes, honey. And here's the thing. They both visit you quite often. So you don't have to worry that they're not around. Okay? They both visit you quite often is what I'm hearing. Somebody plays with the radio. Okay.
All right. Mercy the One asks, please tell me if the lights around me are guides.
No, those are spirit. So your guides are communicating with you in a different way. They use numbers with you more than anything, and they'll use people. So when you're talking about something, somebody will come in and validate for you. The light, that's that spirit. So it's people who've crossed over. Not anything negative. It feels like people you know, okay? So don't be afraid. And these are the coolest things. I have not seen some of these. They're so fun. Like, party over here. Thank you so much, you guys.
All right. Julie Williams 954 asks, will my daughter be hired back to her dream job soon?
It's not going to be at the same place, but I do hear that she is going to still do the same work. Okay. So tell her not to worry and stress too much. The right place is coming up. And I do hear it's about 2 to 3 months away. Okay. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's so pretty.
All right. Gina Marie asks, how can I meet my spirit guides?
Oh, that's really easy. So one, it's identifying and being able to know when your spirit guides are communicating with you. There's certain ways that they come in. Sometimes for me, I'll feel like a pressure come in, and then I'll get thoughts in my head. And I know it sounds kind of funny, but that's basically how it happens. Or sometimes you'll just be not focusing and all of a sudden this idea pops into your head. Sometimes you'll get like a tickle in your ear or on your nose or a zap. That's them communicating with you. And then also with numbers, with music, they do all kinds of specific things. But the nice thing is with your guides, you can actually ask them to use certain things to tell you that they're communicating with you. Meditation is one of the easiest ways to get relaxed and hear them. Okay. It gets to the point where once you've done it a few times, there is no resistance and it's easy enough for you to feel them. I'm going to give you an example of when you know that you're talking to your spirit guides. Have you guys ever been frustrated? You walked into a room and you're like, what the hell was that? Like, who are you talking to? You know you're talking to somebody because somebody's listening. That is what it feels like to communicate with your spirit guides. So if you can hold on to that feeling, you're going to be able to communicate no problem, okay? They're doing it whether you are conscious of it or not. They're constantly in communication with you. All right?
All right.
Yeah.
Donna Can, with 2 A's and 2 N's, asks, is my cat just old? How can I help him?
Yeah, there's not much that you can do, honey. Lots of love. You can do some Reiki, which is just energy healing. So when you're petting the cat, also move the energy. There's a little bit of arthritis, especially in the shoulders is what I'm seeing. So help move that energy. Crystals help really well. Get some selenite if you have, or amethyst. Both are very good for physical well-being, okay? And that's about all you can do. Yeah, and I mean, you could adjust the diet, but your cat's pretty set in its ways, so it's almost a mute point. Oh, thank you. That's so cute. Love it.
All right. HDM722 asks, why do when I see butterflies, it gives me comfort?
So it's a validation for you. And honey, you got to know that when you're seeing the butterflies, it's like a reminder that you're going through a transition, you're going through change yourself. I love it when I get those kinds of messages from spirit. Butterflies, we all know, they start from the caterpillar and then the cocoon and then they become something new. It's a reminder that you can become anything you want. Okay, so trust that when you're seeing it and you're getting that comfort, know that that's a message from your spirits, from your guides that are telling you, hey, you know, the things that aren't working, that's temporary. It's not forever. You're moving into what you really do want to be and how you want to be in this world. Okay, so just know that that is a reminder from your spirit guides that you're going in the right direction. Okay.
All right, next question.
You bet.
Noor asks, hey, beautiful souls, anything for me and my person A or my psychic abilities?
Yeah, so number one, they're telling me you need to be writing. So whatever it is, you got to be writing. I see you doing a lot of it. So if you aren't doing it yet, you got to get back into it or get into doing this writing, okay? And it feels like you're writing down your inspirational thoughts and you're almost getting ready to write a book is how it feels. Okay, so write about your experiences, spiritually speaking. When it comes to communication, you hear really easily and you feel your spirit guides and you feel your communications coming in. So pay attention to that and keep a record, keep a log of it. It's very, very, very important for you, honey. Okay, you're very psychic. You've always been that way. You know, you have like this internal lie detector kind of thing going on. It's like, I know if you're telling me the truth or not, and it doesn't matter what you say, I'm going to feel it out. And so trust your intuition and your gut feeling and really go forward that way. Okay. Yeah.
All right, next question. Francisco asks, why am I constantly recently around coincidences.
There's never a coincidence. So coincidences are your thoughts manifesting in front of you. So how that works is we have a thought, and thought is energy, and that energy goes out before you. And then what ends up happening is you end up seeing validations to what it is you're feeling, thinking, and experiencing inside of yourself. Okay, so these coincidences are just alignment telling you. It's like, you've heard of synchronicities and things like that. It's just a reminder of telling you that what you say, what you feel, what you think is going to become your reality. So be very careful what you say, feel, and think. Okay, so these coincidences are really more of a synchronicity than anything, and it's just reminding you that you need to be obedient with your thoughts. Okay, the best way to put it. So I'm going to take this opportunity, just because there's a lot of you guys on here, to just let you know that you can book a private reading with me if you'd like to. Just go to my website, RebeccaDragonheart.com. I also do have a YouTube channel where you can see some more of my lives. Also, I'm going to do some meditations and things like that on there as well, and some classes and things like that as well. So please, if you want to support me and subscribe there, that would be so appreciated. Here on this format, you can always get a hold of me through my email as well. And, that's it. That's all. There you go. Nobody's spamming right now, right? So nope. We're good to go? Mm-hmm. Good.
All right. Sarah asks, how can I communicate with my mom?
That's an easy one. So the easiest thing to do is take a photograph of somebody. And this you can do with people who are here or people who've crossed over. Take a photograph and look at them until you feel that connection. Put the photograph down, close your eyes, pull them up in front of you. This is actually how I started communicating with people who had crossed over. And you can have communication with people who are still alive or people who have crossed over this way. You can ask them anything and they will respond. The more you communicate with your mom, honey, the easier it's going to be for her to communicate back to you. And that's the thing that is the key. Okay, so if you're not talking to her every day, you should be talking to her every day. Good morning, mom. Good night, mom. Whatever it is. Tell her about your day. Some people like to journal to them. So to people who are either, there's a distance between and they just journal their feelings, or they've crossed over and they journal to them. That's always a wonderful way to communicate with the other side, okay? And super easy.
All right. Maria asks, hi, why do my gifts change? Thank you.
It's not that they change, they expand. So think about it this way. It used to be, the energy on the planet used to be a little heavier, and we've all kind of elevated and things have gotten lighter. And so our gifts transform and they move and we change and we use them differently. I know it was a fun one, eh? We use them differently based off of what's going on currently in your life. So just know that you still have access to all of the types of gifts you've been using, but they're going to change based off of you. Okay, so you're still open and you're still able to do those things. It's just that you kind of think about it this way. Like if you used to use a pendulum and now you don't need a pendulum, why would you use the pendulum, right? So it's like certain gifts, you don't need to use them that way. So they've changed and they've transformed into something more for you. And now you're using them in a different way, but they're still connected the same way, if that makes any sense. So you still have those gifts, honey. All right.
All right. Kelly asks, is my best friend with me?
Yeah, very often, but I do feel that your best friend has quite a few people that they're visiting. So it feels like there's like a lot of people in their energy. So the most time that you're going to feel them is when you call them. And what I mean by that is just thinking about them, talking about them, and just remembering them. That's going to bring their energy to you, okay? Because we're always connected, even if we cross over. The messages that I get there is, you need to find your joy in life more than anything, and stop taking life so seriously. Is the message I get from your friend, okay? So there you go.
All right. Keisha asks, will my manifestation in love come true?
Yeah, get 100% clear on what you're looking for, okay? So you're doing the right things is what I'm hearing, but don't let yourself shift, because that's what I'm seeing happens. It's like you have a clear picture and then you'll see a characteristic on a movie or on a TV show of somebody, and you're like, oh, I want that too. Make sure you're clear before you actually put it out there to the universe, okay? The best way and the easiest way to do that is just to write out what it is you're looking for in a partner in a very positive format, okay? So you're not going to put somebody who's a non-smoker, you're going to put somebody who has a healthy lifestyle, right? You see the difference? So it's kind of like that, okay? Get clear on it, 100%. But yeah, I see your perfect partner coming into your life within the next 8 months. So very soon. Thank you, honey.
All right, next question.
You bet.
Mansa asks, will my family and financial situation get better soon?
It's going to take a little bit of time. I'm hearing it's going to be late next year. Okay, so whatever you guys are doing now, you're on the right track, but it's just going to take some time is what I'm hearing, okay? And that happens.
All right, Alonda asks, am I hearing correctly about Daniel?
Yes, yeah, you have to trust it, honey. And you're getting it pretty loud and clear. Yeah. Oh, thank you, honey.
Okay. This person doesn't leave a name. Enigma Mamacita asks, is my grandmother trying to guide me through this time? I feel like I'm connecting, but this is new.
Yes. So it's interesting because you have a couple of family members with you that are there kind of showing you the right path to take. Trust it because you are getting the information. What I'm hearing is like you get the signs and you are following it. Thank God. It isn't just your grandma though. I do feel like there's somebody else there and it feels like a male energy. So yeah, it feels like a male energy for sure. So just trust the information that's coming in. And honey, you're really guided right now. So you've had a lot of difficulties in your life. And what I'm hearing is those difficulties are kind of, you're done. No more of those things. And now I'm moving more into alignment with what I'm trying to have in my life. And there isn't a blockage there anymore. So trust that they'll help you with that.
All right, next question. Manisha asks, when will I conceive?
So I hear summertime. So it's going to still be a few months away, but it's going to happen like pretty quick. Okay. Don't get too stuck on it. The energy is a little too tight, so relax about it, okay?
All right. Valerie asks, will I get the job I interviewed for today? Please and thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Make sure you ask for the proper wage and the proper, healthcare, all that kind of stuff up in advance, okay?
All right.
Don't be afraid to ask. I know sometimes when we're first getting into a place, we're afraid to ask, but you are worth it, so don't worry about it, okay? Yeah, sorry.
Denise asks, what's the best way to go about work?
For you, so the thing is, you've got to get your resume out there. You've got to get your applications out there is what I'm hearing. Okay, so they're showing me putting lots of applications, lots and lots and lots. It feels like you're going to get into something that's not quite what you're looking for, but it's just temporary, and that's going to only last about 7 or 8 months, and then you're going to actually get what you're looking for, okay? So just be patient and diligent about getting yourself out there. If you don't already have a LinkedIn, you should get one, okay? So that there's access to you in that aspect as well. All right.
Oh.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's different. Thanks. That was cool.
All right.
I've never seen that one before either.
1 second here. There's a lot of people on if you want to go over your rules and everything.
Sure. So don't spam us. If you can just ask your question, give us a few minutes. If we haven't responded, feel free to ask again, but just give us a few minutes in between, okay? Because there is a lot of you. If you do want to book a private session with me, it is first come, first serve, but you can do so through my website at RebeccaDragonheart.com. I do get really busy after a live, so if you want to get in now. Basically, I also do have a YouTube, and the YouTube is in my bio, so you can connect there. I would love for you guys to subscribe if you would like to support me in that way. Other than that, that's it, I guess. Hey, did I miss anything? No? Okay.
Laura asks, will Miguel and I meet again soon?
Yeah, it's going to be the summer of next year is what I'm hearing. So whatever's going on, you guys aren't on the same energy, same wavelength right now, okay? So you guys are going through, it's almost like you're both going through your own things in growth, but you are going to come back together is what I'm hearing, okay? In the summer, not far away.
It goes so quickly.
I know, they do move fast for sure.
Okay. Okay, Maddie asks, do my family members on the other side have any advice for me?
Yeah, stand strong is what I'm hearing. So don't let people push you around, honey, and don't let people persuade you against yourself. Okay, that's the main thing that I'm hearing from your family. Is like stand in your own beliefs. Don't let people force you. Okay, that's the main thing. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Nellie asks, will I get pregnant with my rainbow baby before the end of the year?
Not this year, honey. It's going to be early spring, is what I hear. Okay, so within 4 months is what I'm hearing. So that's close. Just not this year.
All right.
Thank you, honey.
Amanda asks, when will I move into a bigger house?
So it's going to be August is what I'm hearing. So whatever's going on right now, it's not, the timing isn't right until August, okay?
Tiffany asks, what is my career in life? Feeling lost.
Yeah, honey. So the thing is, you are a very creative individual. You need to be able to express yourself. If you're not doing something that way, you're not going to be happy. I feel like you should, well, one, tap more into who you are inside and stop following the mundaneness of life, because you're not like that. You can't handle the 9 to 5 going to work every day like that. It has to be you being able to express yourself, and you need to be able to help others. So I almost feel like you should go into like counseling or something like that where you're helping other people. That's the main thing that I hear for you. Okay. And thanks for the crane.
All right. Sheila asks, is my granny Red proud of me and my family?
Yes, honey. Mostly you. I don't know what you're doing, but she's absolutely thrilled with what you're doing right now in your life. And there's a bit of an interesting energy with the dynamics of the family, which she's telling me is going to smooth over. So don't worry about that. But yeah, she's absolutely extremely happy with how you're headed. Oh, that's a cool one too. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Candace asks, when will I be in a relationship?
So, Candace, you have some clearing to do. You have people in your life. Another one, that's weird. People in your life that you need to clear. So what I'm seeing is, especially in your root chakra, which means that they're still anchored there. So you may find that you have hip pain or lower back pain. What you need to do is you need to visualize unhooking your past relationships and just put their energy into source, okay? Because they don't need to be hooking onto you anymore. Once you're able to clear that energy, I hear within the next 6 months you will be in a relationship with somebody, okay? You have to clear it for it to happen. You have to get rid of that old energy, okay? Thanks, guys.
Taylor asks, is teaching the right career for me?
Yeah, but it's going to look different than you think. So you have a certain idea of how you want to do it. Be open to all kinds of teaching, honey, okay? So don't be so focused on what it is that I know that kind of is counterintuitive with manifestation, but you need to be open to all kinds of teaching, not just that one specific focus point that you have, okay? It's going to look different than what you think. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay. Rosa asks, what are my spiritual gifts? I know I'm guided, but I don't know by who. My grandma, an aunt, Jeepaw, I assume.
Yeah. So you have spirit guides that are helping you more than anything. And I do feel like there's one, oh my gosh, she's so stunning. She's all white, everything, like she's wearing all white. She has feathers and like she's very tall. Her name is Ariella or Aurelia or something like that. Like it's a very interesting name. That is your main guide, and that's the one who seems to be helping you with your gifts and opening yourself up. You've always been really sensitive, okay? And so your gifts start with your emotions. You have to get your emotions under control is what I'm hearing. So when you're feeling out of control, you can't use your gift properly. And that's the main thing that I'm hearing that you need help with, okay? So learn how to get the emotional chakra balanced, okay? And there's lots of things on YouTube that will help you, tutorials and meditations and all kinds of things that will help with the emotional chakra, okay? It's really important that you get that balanced. That's the key to your gifts. So if you have a more balanced emotional state, you'll be able to hear, feel, and see things better, okay?
All right.
That's a lot.
1 second. Bonnie asks, asks, what is my pappy wanting me to know?
Okay, so one, very proud of you, honey. That's the main thing that you need to hear, okay? And you're not alone. I know that this is the message I hear, is you feel alone. You feel like you are doing things alone, but you're not alone. Everybody over there is watching over you, is what he says. So be aware that there is presence with you, okay? Also, I don't know why he's saying something about a monkey, so I'm just going to say it because I don't know. So there's something about a monkey. Maybe that's just his way of validating it's him, but you're not alone, and that's his message to you, okay? So when you feel that overwhelmingness that you have been feeling and that loneliness that you're feeling, just tap into the fact that your family's with you, okay? Thanks for the gifts, guys.
Next question. Laura Emma asks, when will we buy a house, please?
So it's going to be next year. I hear around October.
Nice.
Straightforward answers. I like those.
All right. Julie asks, is Eric who I think he is?
Yes, trust your intuition with that, okay? And yeah, you get a lot of very clear messages, honey. Don't doubt them, okay? That's the main thing. I love these ones. Does it take a delay when you see it?
Yes.
Yeah. They're so funny.
All right. Littlefoot asks, can you tell me who's been with me? I feel them around and what my spiritual gifts are. Thank you.
So it feels like this person has been with you actually since you were a child. So it isn't a family member. It feels more like it might be somebody that you attracted when you were younger, was a need. It's definitely somebody who's crossed over, but they're not a family member, but they definitely know you. So they've known you for a long time. What I'm hearing is about 10 years or so, okay? So they've been with you for a while. Trust that they have your back. They were attracted to your energy is what I'm hearing, and they've just followed you from place to place. So they're with you. And that happens sometimes, especially if you're an open individual. What I see with you is, honey, trust the visions that you're getting, because your third eye is open and you get a lot of information, and the way that it feels or the way that it looks is almost like when you daydream. Trust those images, okay? Write them down, keep a record of it so that you can help solidify it for yourself, okay? But you see things, basically, as how your gifts work. Oh, thank you, honey.
All right, next question. Sweetheart0328 asks, can my spirit guides be animals as well?
Yes, we definitely do have animal spirit guides as well. The animals that you are the most attracted to are typically the ones. So for me, I'm very attracted to wolves, and I do have an animal wolf that has helped me, and also hawks. So I like both of those animals, and it's typically what you're drawn to. The thing is, with an animal, it is more of a message. They aren't going to communicate with you the same way as a spirit guide communicates, like a person would communicate with you, but they definitely do communicate with you with warnings. Sometimes what I hear with you is you'll see a certain animal and it's a warning, like don't go this way or don't do this action. So trust that. That's how they communicate more with you. Okay.
All right. All right. Jonelle, I believe is how you say it, or Jonelle, says, hi, will I marry Omar P?
I don't hear yes, sorry. And that's okay. It just, I feel like there's going to be somebody else coming into your life, and it's in the next 2 years. So you're still long-term with this person, I think, but just not marriage. Sorry.
Okay. Rose asks, should I switch my job?
Yeah, it's time. You've been feeling the pull for months is what I'm hearing. So absolutely trust that, okay? The right place is going to open up for you within the next 3 to 4 months, I'm hearing. So think about it really long and hard, honey. Definitely change.
All right. Ask for Harmony asks, will I be a successful writer?
Yeah, you will. You don't have anything to worry about. You've always been really good at articulating yourself, and so continue to do so. Just make sure you're writing what you have experienced, what you know, okay? But definitely you're going to do really well. I see multiple books, not just one.
Okay.
It's a good thing.
Claire asks, are there any messages from my mom or dad?
So, honey, don't be so hard on yourself. You're very, you're almost too perfectionist and very critical of yourself. What I'm hearing from your parents is they're super proud of you and love you so much, honey, and are there to support you. So, you don't have to be so hard on yourself. Experience your life and stop being so judgy of it, is what I'm getting from them, okay? There's lots of love around you from them. Talk to them more as well. I know you do talk a lot, but talk to them more. Oh, thank you, honey.
All right. Could you actually just remind people not to spam and go over the rules again?
Sure. So we get a lot of questions. If you guys can just ask your question, give us a few minutes, and then ask again if I haven't responded, okay? Because when you're all spamming, it goes up too fast, and then we can't get any of the questions in, okay? Also, if you just put your initials or your name, if your username is a little obscure, that would be helpful as well, okay?
All right. Lulu asks, will I finally leave the country?
Yeah, 5 months, I'm hearing. So for whatever reason, 5 months from now. Yay. Thank you, honey.
All right. Teresa asks, do I have spiritual gifts / guides?
So the first thing they're showing me, honey, is your hands. And so when they show me that, that means that you're a natural healer. So if you don't know anything about energy healing, I want you to learn about it. It's called Reiki, Reiki. It is the Japanese art of natural healing, and it's really about you channeling energy, it's source energy, and healing others. That's what I see first and foremost. You're also a really good listener, and you have the best advice, which also shows me that you're here to help heal people, honey. You're here to help them with their suffering more than anything, is what I'm hearing. Okay? So start working on that. And there's lots of training out there for you. So look for a Reiki master in your area. Reiki master is just a fancy way of saying teacher. And trust your intuition. So if you check them out and you feel good about them, then yeah, go ahead and do it. And taking Reiki, it's only, it's a very short period of time. It's not a lot of time that you have to do, but it's definitely worth it in your case because you are a natural healer. Okay. Next.
Travis Walker asks, do you see my music going places? Thank you for everything.
Oh, yes, honey. Trust yourself, okay? And have more confidence in your ability and know that it is meant for you, okay? This is what your path is. So stop having those doubts because those doubts are what's slowing it down for you. Focus on what it is you're trying to get and get yourself out there. Do Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, all of these things. There's so many platforms out there to get yourself out there, okay? And just trust that this is what you're meant to do. So you don't have to, you're hard on yourself and you don't have to be. Thank you, honey.
Oh, this is an interesting question.
Okay.
Erica asks, can a C-section block your sacral chakra?
It can actually affect it, but it's fixable because everything is energy, right? And so all you have to do is you can work on it or get somebody to work on it with you, okay? Crystals help a lot too. So using a pendulum and moving that energy, it definitely can, just because you're damaging, right? Anywhere you get damaged, it can definitely affect your chakras.
We also have about 5 minutes left.
Whoa.
Just thought I'd give you a heads up.
There you go. That was a fast hour. Holy cow.
Okay, Tracy asks, I know about my past lives. Will I be able to overcome?
Yes, honey. So here's the thing. Your past lives, I want you to think about your past lives as happening currently, because we're in those past lives now, and time is really not a real thing. So you're living your past life, your future life, and your life now all at the same time. So those lives are there as part of your soul's experience, and you're going to be able to integrate it. And it starts with your understanding of what they are. Okay? So don't think of them as inaccessible, because you can meditate into your lives. Like past life regression is a very natural, normal thing. And so you can have those experiences integrate so that you can release the pressures of it. Okay? That's going to happen. You're going to find somebody who's going to help you with that, I think. That's what I'm hearing for you. Okay? And It's going to be better. Oh, thanks.
All right. Monica Sampson asks, will we stay in New Hampshire?
No, I'm feeling you being pulled away, honey. So it feels like you might be there for about the next 7 months. And then after that, you're moving away is what I'm hearing. Okay.
All right. Mackenzie Joe, 0, asks, what do you see in my romantic present state and future?
So if you're in a relationship right now, it feels like you guys aren't on the same page yet, but it does feel like you're having the relationship you're meant to have within the next 7 months is what I'm hearing. That's exactly how it's coming through. So if you're in a relationship right now, maybe it's not going to be what you want until 7 months from now. But if you're not in a relationship right now, unfortunately, it's going to be 7 months before you are. It feels like there's something going on in a relationship that you're in now. And you guys just aren't on the same page yet. Sorry.
Right. Next question?
Yeah.
Samantha Collier asks, do I have the gift of reading people? I feel like I do.
Yeah, you just have to train, honey. So think about it like a muscle. The more practice you have, the easier and the more confident and clear the information is going to be. Get yourself some tarot cards. You do already have some, I think, but use your tarot cards regularly. Read people and allow yourself to get all of the information. There is absolutely nothing but yourself that stops you. That's what I'm hearing. Okay.
All right. Second here. Ella Faith asks, will I marry my partner?
Yes. Yeah. Heard that one really fast. I'm going to take this time because we're almost done, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so I just want to make sure you guys know that you can book a reading with me if you'd like to. And it's through my website at RebeccaDragonheart.com. I'm also on YouTube now. My YouTube link is in my bio. So if you would support me in subscribing, I would really appreciate that. Also, I do these lives very regularly, and you guys can get in contact with me through my email as well. I love doing what I do, so feel free to contact me anytime you want. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Noah asks, will I move to LA? Thanks.
Yes, Noah. You're gonna start. Yeah. You're definitely this next year coming up. Beginning of the next year is what I'm hearing for you. So yay, that's exciting. It's exciting. I like it. It feels really exciting. So it's a good transition and good change for you.
All right. Jennifer asks, will I meet my significant other anytime soon?
It's going to be late spring is what I'm hearing. So not quite yet. You don't have the space for them yet in your life. So your life is a bit too crazy right now. The best way to put it. So it's going to be, you just have to get a little bit calmer in your life. Okay.
Okay. This will be our last question.
Last question.
5 by 5.
Ah.
All right. Sue asks, will Michael and I ever be close again? If so, when?
No, honey, you have somebody else coming into your life, and I hear that it's happening fairly soon. So early summer, you have a better vibrational match coming into your life, okay? So let go of the past is what I hear. Let go of what no longer serves you. And I know that is difficult for you, but it is what you need to do. And you have somebody who is absolutely 100% your vibrational match coming into your life in the summer, okay? And that's what you need to do, okay? And that's it, I guess, huh? I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much for joining me, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye.